Hey, Coach. Just felt like one where you guys really executed from the jump. Huge discrepancy in three-point shooting aside. It just felt like you guys came out really well prepared.
Well, I think that was the focus from the jump is to, play the way we played, no matter who they had in their lineup. Those are the kinds of games where you can lose your rhythm when, they have so many guys out. You can mess with the game. And we didn't do that tonight. I came to a timeout tonight, and I was just grateful for the way that we were playing in the fourth quarter, because that's, a time where you can go into the game goofing around, taking bad shots. I got to call timeout to, get us back to where we need to be, and we didn't have to do that tonight. So I thought the focus was there. We've been talking about habits for the last week or so, making sure that we play the right way and continue to increase our habits as it relates to, defending well, moving the ball on offense, getting back in transition. I thought we executed the blitz coverage on Ja well tonight, and just great focus by our guys.
Next is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic, followed by Nick King.
Coach, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's the widest margin of victory you guys have had this season. Just to have that coming off of a comeback win when, like you say, could just lax a little bit after a type of win, and to just carry that over. What we feel like happened in that 24-hour span, they got you guys locked in today.
Well, I think the game last night gave us a lot of confidence to play defense like that and knock down shots the way that we did on the road. Is huge. To get a road win is to get a win is hard in this league, but to play that way on the road gave us some confidence. And then today, the focus and intention in this morning's meeting was, it was at a high level. And you can see that our guys, want to get better. They want to play for each other, and we got to continue it. And, since you guys, nobody's asked me about it. If I'm not mistaken, I think Chris just passed Oscar Robertson.
Oscar Robertson, yeah.
So, to me, that is on, we won a big game, but I'm just blown away that I get to be a part of that with him. When you think about the name Oscar Robertson, it's unreal that Chris plays the way he plays, but he just passed him for assist in the history of the league. I just think that's amazing and a blessing, and I just feel so honored and humbled to be a part of this team when he did it. I wish his family could have been here because it's a huge testament to his work ethic, his skill and ability, and all the years of dedication and sacrifice and what he's given to the game. So that was on my mind. Like, when we got the win and then somebody told me what he just did, I was like, wow, I get to be a part of it. And everybody on the team just congratulated him, and he tried to downplay it, and we wouldn't let him because it's a huge, huge thing.
And he's closing in on Magic Johnson. He's not far off. He probably will pass Magic, but if not this year, he has a chance. He's closing in on Magic Johnson. That would be the next guy he would pass.
Yeah, I think Chris is he's so focused on winning. I think he'll probably take time in the summer or, later on to look at it, but his focus is always winning, and that's why, we love him. He's competitive. He wants to win, and it's just an amazing accomplishment for one of the good guys in our league, one of the faces of our league, and a guy who does so much for so many people. I'm just glad that he's able to accomplish something like this, and I'm just really humbled that I get to be around him.
Next is Nick King with Channel 3, Channel 5, and then Gina Mizell.
Monty, I don't know if I want to make you pick here, but are you more impressed with the defensive effort the last 5 quarters or the shooting really the last 8 quarters? And do they go hand in hand at all, do you think?
I think the defense helps us with the shooting and the efficiency on that end of the floor. When we can get stops, we're starting to figure out how to play off of Chris and Book and and DA's ability to generate threes for us when he dives to the basket. So I think they both go hand in hand. Shooting is something that is hard to predict, but defense is something that travels. And, that's something that we're going to continue to hang our hat on because, if you can't get stops in this league, it's hard to be successful at a high level and on the big stage.
Final question is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic.
Yeah, Coach, I was going to ask just, when you look at the wins over New Orleans and Memphis, you guys had lost to them not that long ago, earlier this season in their play. So what does it mean to go back to those places and pull off wins like that when, that they had you guys numbered before, but you guys came back and got them in the revenge game?
Yeah, I'm sure it was on our guys' minds. When you look at the schedule and you see these two games back to back, you want to try to focus on the first game. But when you have two teams that you're going to play back to back that just clipped you, I'm sure it was on our minds. So it does feel good to, get a win against teams in your conference. That's huge for us in the standings. And it's just good to come here and get a win. We hadn't won here in a minute. I think Memphis has beaten us 4 times in a row or something like that. So it's always good to get a win in this league, but, these 2 wins were huge for us, great for our confidence.
Bad. First, Cameron, back in your hometown, did you know that the 3 you hit set the franchise record for most threes in a game?
Nah, I didn't know. I was just out there playing the game, just trying to knock down every shot I took.
What was it? I didn't know if you had some family at the game. I've got to believe you did, even though it's a limited number. If so, what was that like to have that kind of game playing in front of the hometown folks?
Oh man, it was great. Almost my whole family made it to the game, and I'm glad they made it here safe. But it was fun, man. That last 3 I hit, I looked right up to them, and I can just tell they were having just as much fun as I was.
Next is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports, and then Gina Mizell.
Hey, Cam, Chris Paul passed Oscar Robertson on the all-time assist list. Monty alluded to there maybe being a moment in the locker room. Can you take us through that a bit?
He just came in and let everybody know that he did something amazing once again. And we gave him the game ball. That's big time for C. And it's crazy to be a part of it and to be out there on the floor and being able to learn and see that. But in the locker room, man, we gave him the game ball, gave him all his handshakes, gave him all his praise, and told him, man, we got to get the next one.
Yeah, you kind of hit on it there. Is it kind of wild that you're reminded every time of what a guy like Chris has accomplished in the league, and he's still playing at this level?
Absolutely. It's crazy. It's unreal. Just to see his focus and all the things he take into account when he's out there on the floor. It was crazy. We were on the bench on the last game, and during a timeout, and he just, gave me another nugget. He was like, "Hey, man, I'm reading their defense. I know what our offense gonna do." And man, when we were playing the Pelicans, he was getting everybody the ball in the perfect spot, and it's just little things like that you pick up over time. But with Chris Paul being there and telling me, it's coming a little faster. So them little nuggets he's letting me know, it's big time going into the rest of the games.
Next is Gina Mizell with Suns.com.
Hey, Cam, I know Coach likes to use the phrase like that defense travels. And so after the way that you guys clamped down in the 4th quarter last night in New Orleans to sort of carry that over and have the performance you guys had all throughout the game tonight, just what does that say about your team?
I just say, man, we starting to find a groove. But, big time road win. We know we got to win on the defensive end. Tonight we shot the ball well, but I feel like our defense, fires our offense. And the fact that we were getting stops, it allows players on the offensive end to get a little bit loose and, shoot the ball at a high clip like we did tonight.
Yeah, Dario, just the feeling of coming back after that comeback win and then completely dominate the game to tonight. What do you feel like obviously hitting the 24 threes, but what do you feel like was keys to you guys winning tonight?
I think we really were good in defensively. I think we have amazing 3-point shooting night, but I think defensively we were there too. We were trying to push the fast breaks too, and I think we had like a lot of open shots, a lot of easy shots. I think they couldn't keep up with our pace, and if you play good defensively, of course you have more space to run fast breaks and get more easier points.
And just to follow up, you guys that went through it early in the year with the injuries and health and safety protocol. Now you're 100% healthy and playing the way you guys are playing. What's that feeling like to go through what you went through as a team and then to be where you're at right now?
Yeah, it was hard, obviously, I think Jay was in health protocols, beginning of the season for training camp. I was out for training camp, all season. Some guys were in, some guys were out, obviously because of injuries and COVID. And now we have kind of good situation, Coaches have I can say, it's like sweet dreams, they have 10 to 15 players who are ready, to play in every moment, who are ready, to step up in the line if they need, and that's how we're supposed to play. And of course it's easy, and of course sometimes our best guys, can get easier night, if you have other guys who will kind of push the train in some some hard situations, and I think especially today, the team were balling, they deserve this, a team win.
Next is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports, followed by Gina Mizell.
Hey, Dario. Some people will look at a win like tonight and see how conventional and clinical it was, but a couple of you guys were really able to get scoring and find a rhythm. You had 19 for yourself. Mikhail had that as well. How can that help you guys through the course of a season, have a game like this to kind of get your own individual rhythm down?
Yeah, of course, especially, in my situation, I was out, I was kind of came in, try to find the rhythm, try to find everything, have a couple of good games, obviously after that I get the COVID situation, I get the injury after that. Of course, these kind of games really matters for me to find the rhythm, sometimes, you can take bad shot, but, once you really feel the game, you will learn, you will get that feeling back. And I think this is a really important game for me and, for other guys too, especially Payne, who was playing, I think, amazing tonight. And for him, he got a problem with that injury too. And now have a situation, to go out there and have some space for him and play, That's amazing for the team. What I say, 10, 15 guys who are ready to play in every moment. And I think this team is have a long bench and guys are ready.
Next is Gina Mizell with Suns.com.
Hey, Dario, to go back to the defense you guys are playing right now for a second. I know that's been such a key for Coach Monty ever since he arrived here last year, but just as a guy who was on the team last year and is on the team again this year, just what are you guys able to do now better on that end of the floor that maybe is like a next step from last year? I know adding Chris and Jay, who are both great defenders, certainly helps, but what else are you guys able to do better now on that end of the floor?
I think, they have some guys who are on the same court, for 1 year, I think they learn how to trust each other, they will make some play defensively, they will maybe go and help to the guy who is rolling on the rim, but he knows the other wingman, will be ready, to go X out and help him for the corner tree. And I think that's the trust what we build between each other. I think it's really important, especially in the big games, especially once we come in the playoff, that trust, I will make help, I will step up one step further, and I know my teammate will be behind me and do it same. I think that's what we need, and I think we are building that trust each game, step by step. And of course, it's Sometimes will take a time, sometimes will be up and downs, but like generally, you know, we need to be ready when matters most, you know.
Hey, Book, the broadcast showed you grabbing the game ball after it was presented to Chris for that accomplishment. You're playing with a guy who has more assists now than Oscar Robertson. You're quite the basketball historian. You know the weight of that. Yeah, just your thoughts on that and then getting the game ball for him.
Man, I'm just happy to be a part of it, honestly. You know, it's kind of hard to put it into words. Like you said, being a fan of the game for so long and being a fan of his for so long, and, you know, now getting to grace the court with him is unbelievable. But, you know, it's no mistake, you know, now being around it and seeing the work ethic, seeing the attention to detail, seeing the selflessness of, you know, wanting to get your teammates involved and make them better. You know, so being an outsider looking in, growing up, being a fan of it, and now on the other side of it, and just feels really good, man. I'm proud of him. Magic's next to get in that top 5, you know, so we got to make some shots for him.
Next is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic.
Look, how much did it mean for you to give him that ball? At first, to go get it, and then to give it to him. What that mean for you personally?
Everything, for real. Just being a part of history, man. That's Chris Paul right there. You know, I say it every day. I call him by his first and last name because that's how I grew up saying it. You know, so just being a part of that special moment for him. You know, all of us, our whole team is geeked for him, very excited for him. And, you know, I say the same, be legendary every day. And, you know, Chris is there. You know, he's a living legend.
And just to follow up, you talk about making shots, hitting 24 threes, a franchise record for a game. Just maybe speak to that and how hot you guys were tonight.
Yeah, just came locked in, came ready to play. You know, having Chris out there, having the spacing that we have, we're going to get good looks. And I think, you know, some of our games that, you know, we've slipped and let drop is, you know, honestly, for missing open shots. But tonight that wasn't the case. We came locked in and, you know, everybody was hidden.
Next up is Gina Mizell with Suns.com.
Hey, Book, just to come off of last night's fourth quarter and to be able to carry that in immediately to tonight's game, just how, you know, what was the key to doing that and to carrying it over, and just how impressive was that to you?
Just being relentless, you know, what I spoke on after last game, you know, just being ready to play. And that's what we did. You know, when we defend at a high level, you know, I think it opens up everything for us on the offense end. And when the spacing's right, the ball's popping around, you know, we're a tough team to guard. And, you know, that's that.
Yeah, Chris, obviously, congratulations on passing Oscar Robertson on the all-time assist list. Just thinking about, you know, your book and your grandfather and you doing this and the name Oscar Robertson, how much is he on your mind? As you know, he's probably smiling down on you for accomplishing this goal.
And all the time. Coach Randy Ayers came up to me at halftime, and, you know, I'm always locked into the game, and he came up to me and he put his arm around me and he was like, you know, you passed the big O. And I didn't know at the time that I had. And Randy was my assistant coach 10 years ago. And so, you know, it's an honor and a privilege to play the game as long as I played. Oscar Robertson came to see me play when I was in college in Cincinnati. And I've been a fan of his since, you know, I've been playing basketball. And I thank all my teammates. You know, it's a huge accomplishment. And I'm grateful.
And now you're only 250 behind Magic. He's next on the dock. Are you trying to catch him this year?
I'm trying to pile up wins. That happens. All these moments, man. You know, when you're in it, you don't really take time to necessarily pay attention to it, or you know, sometimes you don't appreciate it. But I definitely am thankful and grateful.
Next up is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports, followed by Gina Mizell.
Hey, Chris, we see you've got the ball there. I'm not sure if you know, the broadcast caught Devin was the one to track it down and make sure you got it. What's that mean for you to have someone a bit younger like Devin, who's only been your teammate for a couple of months, add a little bit of a special meaning to this moment for you?
And it's really dope. We're a team like that. You know, when Sticks got his first bucket in the game, you know, we gave him the ball after the game. Over the course of the season, you know, a lot of times you have practices, everybody's so serious and you locked in. So these moments are something that are big, and grateful that Book and the guys got the ball from me.
Next is Gina Mizell with Suns.com.
Hey, Chris, you mentioned the term piling up wins, and I've heard you say that so many times this season already. When you sort of take a bigger picture look, you guys have won 11 of your last 13 games. I know that loss to Brooklyn, I'm sure still stings, but just overall over the past maybe 2 weeks or so, just what do you feel like has been the thing that has clicked for you guys just overall, just to allow you guys to win the 11 of the last 13?
I think we're sort of figuring it out. You know, what type of team we want to be. We still got a ways to go. But I think the thing that we're starting to understand is that defense is what travels. You know, you're going to make shots on some nights, you're going to miss shots, but defense is something that can be a constant. And if we continue to build on that end, that's where you really build trust, and where teams try to build their foundation.
Final question goes to Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic.
Obviously, you guys will get a day off, but then you got Portland coming up next, and you're talking about piling up wins, and as Devin has said, do your work early in terms of what the goals are. Just look into that game and how, you know, how significant every game is, but the next one, on the importance of this next one against Portland.
Yes, it's a big game for us, just like every game for us right now. That's a team that's been playing extremely well. They know who they are. They know what they're looking for every single night that they play. Dame is a handful in itself. Melo's been playing great. Everybody knows their role. You know, Gary Trent, all these different guys, they know their roles, and it should be a good game.